Welcome to the ADORNit studio. Today we're going to talk about some great scrapbooking projects that I hope will inspire all of you women out there to gather your family histories and think about you and your wonderful women in your life. This project that we're going to be showing today is based all around women. My good friend Jody Malone, she and I became friends on Facebook. And of course a lot of you know how fun Facebook is and all the wonderful people you meet. And I'd never met cute Jody before. And then I traveled to a Creating Keepsake show and we were able to finally meet in person in Tennessee at one of the shows. And I was able to meet my dear friend and we hooked up with her designer abilities and our wonderful ADORNit papers. And we were able to have her create these darling projects that we're going to be showing today. What I loved about Jody's inspiration was, again, that she based her projects around women and the women in her life. And we all know that there is a great story to tell because everyone has something in their life that has been inspiring, difficult, or that you've had those trials, you've had the ups and downs. And so we live this life and this story together. And she has taken the time to put that together in a book. First off, to start off the story, she has this wonderful picture frame that she's created from an antique album. And this is her friend Barb. And her dear friend Barb has since passed away, but she gave her this lovely old album that's vintage. And to explain a little bit about Jody, she is definitely the vintage connoisseur. She's one of those women who love to go around and collect beautiful artifacts of history and paper things. Anything that has to do with antiques, vintage, something that's old and beautiful, and then she refurbishes it to new. And that's what she's done with this beautiful album that was given to her as a gift. So we're going to kind of talk about this album and how she's comprised it. Now I think you could take any type of album and cover it with fabric. This particular old album is velvet covered. And so as you can see, it's just absolutely divine and gorgeous. She's left on this album the original antique piece that was attached to the front cover. But here again, I know that you girls know how to embellish out there in the scrapbook world, and there's a lot of great product out there that you could create that fun cover with. Then the other project here I want to show you is she's made like a little display. And of course, it's out of the vintage album. She's bent the pieces that she's found from the album, and she's made it into a little stand-up piece. And if you get a close-up of this, you're able to see pictures of the women in her life. So this is a generational piece that we have here. Isn't it just beautiful? And I love how she's added the crown and the queens, because, you know, the family home, the mom's always the queen. She's the one who rules the roost, makes all the decisions. And so she's kind of put that as her fun thing that says that women are important in her life. So let's open up this cute album. She's covered it with and binded the album with this beautiful, beautiful old lace that she's found. And when you open it, you have to be so careful because of the age of the album. But she's taken and she's brought down, again, old laces that she's picked up at the market. And then she's put little embellishments such as this little old clutch or ruche piece that she's found that's from a necklace or from a bracelet. Vintage, definitely. Then the front of the album has like a binder. And this was really, really unique what she has here. I don't know if this originally came in the album. I would have to ask Jody. I do believe this is something she has found at an antique shop, and she's added this in. And I know that stuff like this you can find them brand new at any stationery store. So it's easy to do exactly what Jody's done here and add it to your story and to your album if you want to duplicate what she's done. She's taken some of the ADORNit paper again, and she's let us know that this is all about family. And each year, ADORNit does create a paper line that's very family based, because we do believe here at ADORNit that everything in scrapbooking revolves around family. And she has then taken the inside, and there's accordion. Let me hold that open. And you can see there's the pockets inside this accordion album. And each one of these pockets, you can pull them out, and she has tucked in that story. So here is a picture of Jody, and it says here that this was 1975, and then she's doing the album in 2013, and she's written her story about her feelings as a woman. She has done a picture of her granddaughter, and because she has the older women in her life, but now as a grandmother, she has those younger women in her life, and they are also of equal importance because they're adding to her family circle. Her daughter, and see how she's done this family history across the top? And she can add at any time she wants the stories of these individuals and what they mean to her, and how they fit into her family circle and her family history. And it's all tucked inside this pocket. This one she's put a clip on because there's an extension of that story to the next person. Some of the photos, as you notice, they start to lose the clarity because they didn't have the photography and all of the wonderful things that we get to take advantage of today. And I just love this one. This one, she has taken the old photograph, and then she has printed from another one that she's probably scanned. She's printed it out on an acetate and overlaid it. So it gives you another way to be able to show off those old-fashioned history photos that you may have. And again, the back side, she could put another piece of paper and journal more. So this is just kind of getting a start. She's just getting a start on her family history, and this is a great way to compile that so that when your family wants to sit down and know the stories of the women in your life, how you felt about them, it all can be journaled and written. She has some other pocket things in her pockets. Again, more with family history. I'm just going to quick go through these because these mean a lot to Jody, but for you, they're not your relatives, but you can do what she's done. And that's the whole inspiring part, is that you then can say, I know I have the same thing that Jody has. I have a mother, I have great-grandmothers, I have aunts, I have cousins, I have sisters, I have granddaughters and daughters. So everybody has those special people in their life. And this same type of concept, and you can see again, she's got this whole genealogy and history there that she's put with the people that mean something important in her life. I thought this was a fantastic way to put your family history together and compile stories with it. Okay, next we're going to go to how Jody has embellished the pages, because that's the artistic part. So inside her pocket here, she's placed all of these fun things that tell the history of the family, but then she has the cute little artistic element that makes scrapbooking fun. I'm going to be really careful when I open these because it's very, very old. But here's a picture of Jody when she was young, and then here's a picture of her beautiful daughter. Isn't that just luscious? And this is what makes scrapbooking fun, is being able to add that artistic element. It's an expression of not just the people that are in the photos, but an expression of your personality and how you want to decorate and finish those pages off to tell your story. And of course, because she loves to gather vintage, she has old cards and things like that she's picked up probably at antique shops. And she has a nice little collection, and she's added those old elements with the new product. I loved how this one, she used punch. And she's punched out all of the lacy look into the paper. And the punches are readily available at any craft store, so that makes that quick, easy scrapbooking and gives it that vintage flair. Don't you just love these old photos? And I love how she's used this old album to put the pictures in, and then she's used the outside edges to decorate. So it frames each of these photos that makes it so memorable for her. And of course, we've been taking good care of this album because this will go right back to Jody after we finish this video and make sure it goes to her family and keep in her family history. So I hope you feel inspired by what Jody's created. I know here at ADORNit, when we opened the album, we were at awe at all of the great inspiration that she's been able to give us on how to gather our family history. And I thought it was a great twist, like I said, to put together the story of the women in your life. Thanks, Jody, and thanks for everybody for watching.